Pestilence, we have a level 1 guard. It's just not proccing yet, but that will go through that shrunken head and stop in his tracks. Chipper nearly snaking that kill with those rockets, but it just stopped one step too early. But yeah, Malf is coming out. So the stun for Malf is obviously superior magic if it goes through that shrunken head.
Yeah, very effective use of it right there. But again, Pestilence is just an annoying hero because you know you'd be chased by him. As soon as you got an ultimate on you, you know you're done because you can run but you cannot hide. And he was just when they got that ultimate on him there, you know he's done for.
Alright, so let's take a quick look at the standings. 10-9 now, so WAHL definitely going in here without, you know, going in very strong right now in past the 20-minute mark. 10-9, they have the experience, they don't have the gold quite yet, but it's kind of flip-flopping back and forth depending on who gets killed at this point.
Completely even game. Completely even game. You know, if you look at it, both teams, you know, have a tower kill each. Actually, Legion has 2 tower kills, but one of them was a deny. And you know, both have equal late game. So this is looking to be a very even game between two. You know, I would have said before the game they were very even teams, and you know, it's proven to be correct.
Well, somebody has to win eventually, so we're just gonna have to wait it out, see who it is. So, just taking a quick look at Soulsteer, he has picked up a mighty blade. So that kind of, whoa, what's going on down there?
Failed gank down button, failed gank down button. Chipper and Pestilence just trying to get a gank on Pharaoh, you know, and again he got his ultimate on Pharaoh, and you know I was thinking he's done for, but unfortunately Chipper again, I'm gonna point out again. Actually, he does have his Striders now, but apparently they weren't activated. But Pharaoh just overextending him. No, excuse me, Pestilence overextending himself, being caught in with the mummies, and Pharaoh actually managed to kill Pestilence completely before Chipper even arrived to the actual gank. So that was just a miscommunication there from the Hellborn team. And now we're all tied up.
Kind of funny because a little bit ago you say, you know, get the Hellbringer out of the lane because Pharaoh should be easily be taken care of by a Pestilence, and now we just see Pharaoh just reverse that entire comment. So
true, but
yeah,
at that point, you know, Pest was leading by 2 levels, so slightly different situation. But you're right. I mean, Pharaoh is very definitely a strong one-on-one hero, especially with someone like a Pestilence who you know, once he's trapped in those mummies, he can't really do much except for auto attack. Which, I mean, with that Hellfire, it's just a nuisance. Oh, Pebble's just going in here, disintegrating Chipper completely. A huge team fight going on here. Glacier's getting in with the ultimate, but Wishlag getting taken out. Soulstealer still standing, getting a kill. Pestilence coming back in, but missing his stun. Flint Beastwood's going to be able to take him down with an ultimate. Or maybe he's not even going to use it. He is not, he doesn't need it. And the Hellborn team almost genocided here. If Hellborn, he is trapped within the mummies now, using the ultimate, but
oh yeah, Flint's gonna clean that up for a hat trick. So much for even there. Yeah,
huge team fight for the Legion team right there, and they'll be able to get a second tier tower down now. And just as we were calling this game completely even, it's taken a huge turn in the Legion favor, and they're now solidly in the lead.
Oh, I thought Malphus for some reason was on the Legion team. We're like, wait a second, why is that Malphus turning around? But yeah, he's a little bit extra cash there for the Flint, and that defense tower will live to say another day. Just for now, a little bit of a preemptive graveyard coming out of the Witch Slayer, but that will chase off this Flint. So Flint went for a shrunken head first because he hasn't there nicely snuggled. Did he use it that fight? I couldn't really tell.
I think he did. Not to that much effect though, because he wasn't really being focused. But still, and I'm personally, by the way, a pretty big fan of Shrunken Head first on Flint, especially if he's your main carry, because he's gonna get that farm, and he's just so squishy. I mean, without a Shrunken Head, he's just such an easy target to just focus down and kill. Especially with someone, if you look at some of the heroes on this Hellborn team, Soulstealer with his demon hands, Chipper with his nukes and saw blades. I mean, he could just be taken out so easily without that Shrunken Head. So definitely a core item for him against this lineup.
No, it's something I've been seeing a lot more whenever we see the Flint. They always go for that protection first, and then they start building up the typical ranged carry build of the Frostwolf and the Geometers. So, you know, sticking to what works is something that a lot of people will do, and so far it's working once again. Who knew?
Well, you know, actually, you know, you might think you know, that's sort of an item you can afford, so to speak, because actually, with a Geometer's Bane and a Frostwolf Skull, Flint doesn't even cap 200 damage. I mean, because he's got very sort of low. I mean, and this is by the way at high level. He's got very sort of low spade low base damage. So you'd think we need a lot of agility items to sort of boost his damage. But that stun proc, I mean, it's not that necessary, and his survivability is definitely something you need something for. I mean, and the shotgun head is definitely against this particular team a viable pickup.
So we're just gonna watch Druidz here just form up for this middle push. But I mean, every time that the headshot, the hollow point shells for that Flint, every time they activate, and once he gets up, I mean, they're going to activate 40% chance on every auto attack. So later into the game, the faster he can attack, obviously, the more damage it's going to be. That adds 50 to that base damage. Is it 50? Exactly. 50 physical to that? Yeah, I was going to say 50 true damage. Now I think that'll be a little overpowered. So 50 physical damage on top of his regular attack. Throw in Savage Mace down the line as well. That's usually the nice third option that a lot of them go. And I mean, that's another, what, 30% chance for another 100 damage? So it adds up. Definitely adds up. So Soul Stealer, he's also picked up his Shrunken Head now, so he should theoretically live a little longer. I noticed he got focused pretty easily in that last fight, and he went down with the tail between his legs, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the kill score, the game looks pretty even, and the game is fairly even. I mean, don't get me wrong, but if you look at the individual farm, I mean, Soul Stealer at below 300 gold per minute. I mean, and a lot of heroes should think, well, that's fine, but on a Soul Stealer of all heroes, especially when his score's breaking even, I don't know. I mean, either he's just personally been sort of not farming well enough, or there hasn't been done enough from the support in terms of stacking. I'm not sure, but he's fairly low GPM. It's sort of surprising here, and Pestilence as well. He doesn't need that heavy farm, but compared to Flint Beastwood, who's now sitting at 260 gold per minute, they're gonna need to get some ganks out on him. Either that, or just get some serious farming going for their Soul Stealer, because the Legion carry is definitely looking a lot stronger than Soul Stealer at this point.
Overall, the entire Legion team is definitely has a little bit of an advantage. Both gold and experience is on their side, levels as well. I mean, yeah, just looking straight at the numbers, 145 creep kills to 123, 5 kills to 4 kills, and they both have the same amount of deaths, but I mean, there's almost nearly 100 gold per minute difference between the two of them, so I mean, yeah, something on paper just ain't translating. It's doing very well. Pharaoh coming in here and showing a little bit of sight. Down goes the Witch Slayer, and now Pestilence, I think, took down the Pebbles. What else is going on here?
Wow, Hellbringer's gonna get caught out here. Clay's ultimate doing so much damage. Malphite's trying to chase him, but that's not gonna catch anything. So a 2-for-2 exchange, actually pretty decent for the Hellborn team. Unfortunately, Hellbringer stuck around a bit too long. But again, you'd of course trade your Witch Slayer and your Hellbringer for a Pharaoh and a Pebbles any day. So pretty decent for the Hellborn team, but they're gonna have to come down and defend the star, which it looks like they will with the port in.
Yeah, here comes the port. Pestilence not quite popping Flight, but he is going to be popping that Portal Stone and just a little bit of slow. They're really going to try to take out this Valkyrie. Great use of his ultimate to nullify the invis coming from that Valkyrie. So he's going to catch up to her now. Is the gore going to be enough? Out comes the magic bullet, and Valkyrie trying so hard, and Pebble's going to be cleaning that up.
Overextension, complete overextension. Pestilence again not having his teammates with him, and it's going to cost the life of Chipper as well.
So yeah, he had one teammate with him, because clearly, because Chipper died too. Oh, I always love seeing Pestilence, Pebbles playing baseball with other heroes.
Yeah, well, again, the average Pebbles, the killing Pebbles, so to speak, I'm gonna say the pop Pebbles is the one who goes in on the squishiest target on the opposing team and initiates his combo and runs out in team fights. The great one is the one who initiates by going in, chucking, a hero back at his own team if possible. Obviously that's not always gonna be possible, but if he can, and then using his stun to stop the other heroes in his tracks, and that's just great initiation. And the whole thing porting in and chucking a hero back is very, very effective. I mean, I know in this particular situation it probably wasn't necessary, but still, there are a lot of cases where that is a very, very, a nifty little trick to make some sort of initiation.
Well, if I've noticed that sometimes when players know they're on camera, they like to do a little bit of showboating. So.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to show off a Four Court Jester? I mean, what can you expect?
I didn't quite put it like that, but.
No, but I did.
Oh, I'm blushing. Yeah, but no. So yeah, definitely Pestilence leading a charge there, which he probably shouldn't have been doing. Goes down and results in another 3 kills here for Druidz. And look at the experience and gold difference. It's now approached the 5 digits for gold, 10,000 gold. So that's going to afford these guys a lot more items. And so what are they doing with this gold? We have that Helm of the Black Legion on Pharaoh, and Pebbles there going with the plate mail. Could be going with either the Frostwheel Plate or the Demonic Breastplate. Who would?
Demonic Breastplate is what I'm gonna guess for. Wow. By the way, just Shieldbreaker picked up on Flint Beastwood. I haven't. You know, I think I have literally never seen this in outside anything but sort of a pub game. And this is not to say that it's not viable. I mean, it is, but. I've never seen this before. I don't know. Have you seen this before?
Didn't Flint?
Flint Beastwood?
No, I haven't seen it. Especially not in a game this high. Usually, you just see the typical agility carry combination of the Frostwolf geometers, and I could have sworn he had the geometers earlier, but I guess that was an illusion rune from a bottle. Because I don't see the geometers anymore.
No, exactly. And you know, against this team of all things, I mean, you'd think you'd join the Spain to get rid of that Pestilence ultimate, if anything. Again, but I guess it sort of makes sense, but I'm gonna slightly question it until I see it work efficiently, because you know the slow modifier of the Frostfall Skull, you know, that's definitely great for him to actually get kills and chase down heroes, and you know the Geometer's Bane is great for putting out damage. But Shieldbreaker, you know, I can't really comment on it since I've never actually seen it, but it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to make use of it here.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's take a quick look at the main source of damage coming out of Flint. It is, of course, physical, so I can see the lines of thought, you know, that made him choose a Shieldbreaker. But again, yeah, it's just nothing we've seen. Now, of course, if he comes out with Annihilation on it, everyone's going to start doing it. But
yeah, well, that's how things work, you know.
So, what was going on here with Congostein? Or Congostein, however you want to call him.
Congostein. Oh, is that what he's called?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I saw a post on the forums calling him Congorstein, because he kind of looks like Frankenstein, just he's a giant ape.
I don't know, I just call him Congo, but you know, Congostein definitely works. I don't know, I mean, I think this both teams sort of baiting, counter-warding a bit. Pharaoh, what is he doing? Putting on the ward? No, he's just going to look. By the way, Pharaoh picked up an eye here, so interesting.
Pharaoh?
Enough, I mean, Pharaoh has an eye, yeah. I don't know if he... Didn't he just...
Yeah, it's on the courier now. It's on the courier.
It's on the courier now, okay. He had an eye. I could swear he had one a few minutes ago. But the leading team, I mean, whoever has it has picked up an eye to obviously do some counter-warding. So they're just like, you know, they're going to say, okay, you know, we got the advantage. We're going to pick up an eye now and just counter-ward everything, get complete map control. What are you going to do about it? And that is sort of forcing the Hellborn team. They have to find some sort of team fight here and see if they can do something about this, because they can't just allow the map control to be so heavily in the Legion's favor. We see them moving out towards the top tower here, so they're probably going to look to make a push, and I would hope the Hellborn team is going to respond to that. They're moving very slowly.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're kind of still in the base. Flint Beast was landing a lot of free shots here on that defense tower.
So they're just going to concede it. Wow, I honestly did not expect that, but... No, so they're just going to go all out turtling here. I mean, they definitely have the heroes to sort of go for a turtle strat, but... Again, you know, in my experience, you know, I'm going to say 19 out of 20 times when you try to turtle a game home like this without any outer towers, that's not going to end well, especially at a higher level, because the other team is not going to overextend and allow you to sort of counter push and win that way.
Ba-doop. Heard something in the background. But so we do got a competitive pause coming out. Not too sure what the issue is, but a little bit of breathing room here for Wahlin. Oh, that's not the right button. I hit F9 for some silly reason. Okay, yeah, sorry for that little display, folks, but I won't do that again. So, yeah, I mean, they conceded the tower, not even putting out any kind of, you know, defense on that. I was a little surprised when you said Pharaoh had an eye, because Pharaoh typically has no way really to get up to those hard-to-reach places, and typically when you see an eye, you usually have it on, like, a range hero, something they can afford a lot of sight. Tundra, especially with MSI's Tundra is really...
Slither's also a good hero for it, with his Toxin Ward.
Yes, because anything that can really, you know, see those hard-to-reach places just gets great use of that eye. I'm not too sure why a Pharaoh has an eye. So, because he has no way to really get up there. He doesn't even have a portal key, so that's not really an option here either.
No, again, he has his Tormented Souls, though, so that's some way of scouting it, I guess. But I don't know, they figure that maybe they don't want to give it to the Glaciers because he's too squishy. The other heroes that just can't fit the token in their inventory. I don't know, but I suppose it doesn't really make that much of a difference at this point.
Now, at this point, I mean, total map control, I mean, I don't think we have any wards now out for Hellborn. Okay, we got one here right by their shop, but I mean that's a small concave of vision that they still have, and really Legions is, you know, they have the run of the map. There's nothing really impeding them at this point, but at the same time they're not quite doing anything with it. I mean, now they're going back to the jungle. Nobody took out the big Frankenstein there, and they're just kind of wandering. So what are we really waiting for here? Are we waiting for a few extra items? Are we waiting for the perfect time? Are we waiting for a disconnect? What are we waiting for here?
Yeah, it could be plenty of things, you know. But I again, you know, was talking about overextension earlier, and you know, maybe they just feel okay, you know, we see Firebrand picked up on what's his name, Flint Beastwood here, so probably working